We have an easy day today, I think. So identify the center and radius and sketch the graph. Okay, so this is a circle, first of all. I'm hoping that you guys are getting used to recognizing this as a circle. It's got an x squared and a y squared in it. That's how you can tell. And the center of this one is -2. And I don't know how many times I need to say switch the sign when it comes out of the parentheses. And then this one doesn't have parentheses, so that's 0. Okay, so my center is -2, 0 right there. And then my radius is the square root of 9, which is 3. And so you're going to go 3 in every direction. And you're going to make the nicest circle you can. And it's definitely not going to look like a baseball diamond or a potato or a square with rounded edges. I'm mostly saying this for myself. Or a lemon or Stewie's head. Hey, not too shabby. It's such a glorious warm up. So easy. Okay, now number 11. Number 11 is a sleeping parabola, and this warm-ups might help you if you did not finish your scavenger hunt with graphing sleeping parabolas. So let me look at my blue sheets here. Okay, I don't have my blue sheets, but I have Julia Trump's blue sheets. So she accidentally left them here. Okay, so look at her absolutely gorgeous handwriting. Okay, so the H is outside and the K is inside, and you have to switch the sign because of the parentheses. So the H is 4 and the K is inside, and you have to switch the sign because it's in parentheses. Okay, so 4, -1 is right there. And then when there's a positive in front of the parentheses, a positive a value. So in this problem, a is 1, which is a positive number. It opens to the right. So what you do is you turn your paper like this, and then you do the a equals 1 trick. So over 1, up 1, over 2, up 4. And voila. You're like, why didn't we do these warm-ups before the scavenger hunt, Mrs. Sabat? We really could have used the sleeping parabola. It's because I wanted you to think about it. It's good for your brain. Critical thinking. Like that episode of SpongeBob when he's driving the boat through all the stuff, and he drives through the cactuses, and then he drives through the educational television. No one. Thank one person. I gotta send all of your parents like a message that says if you could just let the children watch the SpongeBob so they get my jokes, that would be great. Okay, warm-up's done. However, the first thing we're doing is on a resource page. So if you could find the resource page that has the big graph on it with the big parabola, there's 2 parabolas crossing each other. 3.2.1a resource page. This problem is number 67. So if you want to mark on your paper 3-67 so that you know where it is. Oh, I didn't even think of it. Awesome. Okay, anyway, they've been made. Okay, so The second half of the chapter, we're going to work on the solving equations like we were doing before, but we're going to add inequalities. So this is open or closed, arrows or shading. Just to remind you from Math 1 style. Okay, the first thing I want you guys to do is take a moment to resurrect my camera. No, take a moment to decide which parabola on the graph is 2x squared plus 5x minus 3, and which parabola on the graph is x squared plus 4x plus 3. You're just deciding which is which. Sam knows. Sam's going to tell all of us which is which.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Okay. So the -3 one is the one where the y-intercept is -3. And the +3 one is the one where the y-intercept is +3.
Great. Beautiful job. 100% full credit response. Also, I want to point out, just in addition to that, the A value of 2 makes this one cheaper than this one. Okay, so I'm going to use highlighters. I don't know if you guys have highlighters or if somebody at your table has highlighters. If you don't, it's totally fine. Just like label it 1 and 2 or something like that. I am going to call the -3 y-intercept parabola yellow. And I'm going to call the +3 y-intercept parabola orange. You did? Yes. He does. I was teaching the myth of dew and hot today, and I was thinking about him. Okay, so what I want you to do is highlight over top of the parabola with the -3 intercept in yellow or whatever you chose or something. Just label it somehow, whichever way you want to label it. Okay, and then we're going to talk about the alligators here. So take a look up at my posters up there. Which alligator is this one? Less than. I don't know. Less than is 2 words. I don't really know why I didn't put a space there. There's no such word as less than. I don't know. Okay, but what I want you to think about is where is the first one below the second one? Where is the yellow below the orange? Okay, so looking at your picture, where is the yellow below the orange? In the middle, right? Okay, so what I want you to do is find this point right here and then bring it down to your number line and close it. And it's closed because of the or equal to. Okay, and then find this spot. This is where the yellow and orange cross again. Come down here, close it, and then that is the area where the yellow is below the orange. And I will be lovingly referring to that as Baymax for the rest of the chapter. So if I say Baymax graph, then this is what I mean. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like his face. So, there are some times where he might have an open or closed circle eye, which is kind of weird, but um, I was really, I don't know if you guys have seen the like decals that you can get for the Tesla seats. If people buy the white Tesla seats, they could get like the Baymax face to put on the like headrest part. No, nobody. I can't live with white upholstery in my car though. It's just not going to happen for me. I have a lot of French fries and coffee. Okay, anyway. Okay, so this symbol is greater than, strictly greater than. So we want to talk about where is the yellow above, not or equal to, but above the orange. And the yellow is above the orange here. And the yellow is above the orange here. Okay, and so find this spot, trace it down. Now this is an open circle because it's not the or equal to, and it's everything this way. And then find this spot here, trace it down, and it's everything this way. Okay, and this is what I will be lovingly referring to as arrows out. So if I say arrows out, I mean this. If I say Baymax, I mean that. Okay, so now we're going to write actual answers for these. These have answers. These have translations and algebra. Okay, this one is -3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2. Feels like you're writing a domain. And this one is x is less than -3 or x is greater than 2. So the arrows are going out just like the arrows are going out on your picture. Okay, so now we are done with the resource page. You can grab your notebook. What? Oh, we're done. Done with highlighters. Thank you for asking. Okay, so now after number 6, 7, number 6, 8, you guys are gonna get tired of what I do. And we're gonna learn how to, and it's not really learn, it's remember how to find that answer that we found on our resource page, but without graphing it. Because there's a lot of people that are too lazy to graph, including myself. So my question is, how do I take that, translate it to an algebraic problem so I can get the answer without having to graph both parabolas and see where one's above the other. Okay, so that's the goal here. This is exactly the same problem as the one we just did, by the way. So I did it on purpose because I want to get the same, I want to show you that I'm not making math up over here. I want to actually get this answer. This is the answer that I'm hoping to get algebraically. Okay, so step one is pretend you have equals. I want you to sail down the long river in Egypt that you have an inequality problem. Does anyone understand why that's funny? Denial, yeah. I want you to live in denial for a moment and pretend that you just have an equation. Okay, everyone can get step one. You just pretend that it's equals. All right. Step two, solve. And this problem is a quadratic, so I want to get everything equal to 0 and then box and diamond. So I want my x squared to be positive, so I'm going to move this stuff over here. Minus x squared minus 4x minus 3 minus x squared minus 4x minus 3 Okay. All right. What's the diamond? Nice. Thank goodness Sean is here. What would we do without him? Okay. X plus 3 minus 2. Okay, so I got answers. Step 3 is open or closed on a number line. Now, I'm not really strict on the number line. It needs to have the two numbers that you got from your answers. It needs to be in the correct order of a number line, meaning that it goes from least to greatest. But you don't have to go like -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. You don't need to do all that work. Just like put that there. Okay, but we do need to decide open or closed on this particular problem. Closed. And you can tell from the very original problem has the or equal to, which means that these values are also part of the solution. Okay, number 4. Everybody's least favorite part of the whole process. Test a number. You have to test a number that's not already one of the dots, because you're not going to get any information about where to put your arrows if you test where the dots are. You need to know which direction to go. Now, I'm a lazy human being. What's the laziest thing to test? 0. You can test 0 every time unless 0 is one of your answers, and then I would choose like 1. Okay, so test 0. And when you test it, you got to go back to the very original before you messed with anything. Oh, no. And I got -3 is less than or equal to +3. True. Okay, what I'd like you to do is represent on the number line whatever you decide to test. So if you want to do 1, put 1 in there, put 0, 0 in there, and then mark that spot as true or false, depending on what you get from your test. Now, because it's true, that means everything in this section will be true, and this is a Baymax style. If I got false, everything in this section would be false, and I'd have arrows out. There's really only 2 options. Okay, and then step 5. Everyone forgets the final answer on these problems. This is one of those where you make your number line, you did all this work, you tested, you plugged it, and then for crap, you forgot to write the final answer. Okay, so -3 is less than or equal to some number which is less than or equal to 2. So x is between and including -3 and 2. Final answer. And is that the answer we got on a resource page? Yeah. Mrs. Talbot, can I just graph one on the graphing calculator and graph the other one on the graphing calculator and see which one's below where and then write an inequality? No. I mean, sure, by all means, on your own time. But if you would like a full credit scoring of your problem, you should probably do the algebra. Now, it would be a great way to check it though, wouldn't it? Like, yeah. Okay. Example 2, and then we're done, believe it or not. And those things are ends. My ends are weird. It's because it's in my first name. And I don't know, they just went into like little lowercase, or I mean little uppercase. I don't even know. I don't know. Everyone's like, why are your ends so strange? It's just because I write, it's part of my name, so I wrote it weird because anyway, weird. Okay, here we go. Step 1. What is step 1? Long river in Egypt. Right. Pretend you have equals. Okay, now real quick, this problem is different from the other one because I don't want you to get stuck on quadratics. How many solutions does this equation have? Just one. This is a regular old math 1 equation. It's not a squared, is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, distribute. Step 2, solve 4 minus 2n 6 minus 6n. Good so far? Even came out to a nice satisfying whole number. We like it. Okay, step 2 was solve. Step 3, open or closed on a number line. Okay, so 8, right? Look back at the original problem. Open. Number 4, test a number. The only number I can't choose is 8. I could choose anything else in the whole real number system. 0. Okay, but my advice is make sure that you put 0 on your number line in the proper spot, so on the proper side of 8. Okay, so test 0. 2 times 2 minus 0 is greater than 36 minus 6 times 0. Oh, I feel like this is going to be false though. Okay, now put false on the spot that you tested, which means that this is not where the solutions are. Yeah, the solutions are on the other side because this side's false. This side has to be true. You've only got 2 options here. Okay, and then last step, which you're definitely not going to forget to do. What is the inequality for this? N is greater than 8. That's it. Okay, let's look at the stamp sheet real quick, just to clarify where we're at. What time is this? Ava, what time does this class end?
11.
11. Okay, so this should be done or close to done. This should be done or close to done. We just did this. This is the homework, 74, 76, 77, and 80. Does that make sense? I'm not stamping anything right now. It's just too short of a period. I do, however, want you to look at the mid-chapter review assignment and tell me if you have any questions. Did anybody get stuck on anything? Yes, honey. What? Okay. Number 2 is spicy. I'm hoping that if we can set it up, then it'll make more sense. Okay, so on these problems, you have to pick letters for the variables. I'm going to do A for adults and S for students. Be really careful if you use S though, because it looks like 5. Okay, so $9.50 for adults and $6.25 for students for a total of $75.75. So notice I put all of the money into one equation. Does that make sense? Okay, so I used this number, and this number. The only number left is 9, and this takes a little bit of thought. So adult students plus adult tickets plus student tickets equals 9 tickets. Adult students plus students equals 9 students. I don't know what I'm saying. Adult tickets plus student tickets equals 9 tickets. Okay, now you have options. You can do, I would do elimination. I would multiply the bottom equation by negative 9.5 and then cancel out the A's. That's what I would do personally. But you could like minus A from both sides and then plug that into S in this one and do substitution. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so you have options after this, but when there is 4 numbers in a word problem like this and not you would expect there to be 6, it's because one of the numbers is actually the total of the 2 variables. So that's probably where you got stuck. I'm assuming everybody did. Anything else from this? I want to make sure that on number 3, just take a look at number 3. How do I undo a square root? Use square. I really want to point out that this requires a box, and you will not be able to box and diamond at the end if you forget to do a box for that. Do you know what I mean by a box? Like A plus 4, A plus 4?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't just go a squared plus 16. If you do, the box and diamond won't work at the end and you'll be stuck. You have to do the box. Just a hint. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys work for the rest of the period and I'm gonna bring your tests back to you from last week, week before, not your quizzes, but your tests.